Well, the old saying is that if you don't have a road map and don't know where you're going, any road will get you there. So goal setting really helps you become the best you. I think we have a moral obligation to be the very best person we can be with, the God-given talents that we have. So goal setting becomes really, really important. And a lot of it has to do with the way the brain's wired, which is another whole subject course. Here's my theory and what I teach and do seminars on is there's a computer law called Moore's Law. And it's Gordon Moore, co-founder of Intel, and multi-billionaire. And he said in 1965 the speed of a computer chip is going to double every 18 months. And I got thinking, wow, that's interesting. So I started studying successful people and found about every 18 months something clicked when people really get focused and get on their goals. So it's what we call SMART goals. Your goals need to be specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. So what I tell people to do, and I've been doing this since 1994, set your goals for 6 years. What would you really like to accomplish in the next 6 years in your life? And then do 3 years. What are you going to do in the next 3 years to get you to your 6th year? And then 18 months. And if people will stay on that, they'll exceed. I've watched this over and over. They'll exceed what they wrote down. They can't dream big enough once they get on the path. So I didn't say don't set lifetime goals, but set them in those increments. And then each year you renew them and upgrade them. And it just works. So the real key is having somebody that will hold you accountable. And generally a spouse is not the best person. Generally a close friend or a mentor or whatever that's going to hold you accountable. And so what I encourage people to do is write down your goals and then every morning review them. Just read through them, and every evening before you go to bed, review them. And then have that accountability partner, and it works. Well, of course, there's probably 1,000 books or maybe 1 million books on goal setting. Everybody's got their theory on it. But in our case, I hired a lady to take all my stuff. There's nothing new. It's all how it's packaged. Whether it's Tony Robbins or Jim Rohn or whoever it is. And we created 52 consecutive lessons. So if folks are really interested and want to go through the process, go to TomHillInstitute.com, click on Start, and there they are, ready to go for 52 weeks. Every Monday morning, they'll get a lesson and it takes them through that. But having that accountability partner and really, really being committed to being the very best you that you can be. My theory is two things. One idea well executed can change your life forever. It could be a health idea. It could be a business idea. And the second thing is, when we're talking about networking, one person who's attracted to you because of who you become can change your life forever. So a combination of all those things. And it's not brain surgery. It's not rocket science. It just works. Probably the one book that's changed more lives in the last 100 years than any book outside the Bible is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And Napoleon says there's 13 principles of success, and if you understand these. And then he wrote another book in 1938, and it's called Outwitting the Devil. It just came out 2 years ago. And so reading those books, having those goals set, and then review them, and then somebody holds you accountable. And it works. It's just amazing. There are two things, really. If you understand the principles of success, Napoleon Hill said there's 13. John Mark Templeton, the Templeton Fund, said there's 100, whatever they are. What are the principles for you? And then have the discipline to apply them. The end results are almost inevitable. Now we're creating what we call the Tom Hill Institute. Just launched it about 12 months ago. And we started these lessons. We launched them in January. 5,000 people signed up in 14 countries in all 50 states. It went viral. And it just works.